Okay, let's now dig deeper into the top story that Caroline brought us. And to do that, I welcome new Senator and former Ambassador to Israel, Dave Sharma. Thank you so much for joining me. I guess this moment was always coming, an end to the ceasefire, and it appears at the hands of Hamas.
Unfortunately, I think this moment was always coming. It looks like Hamas is not willing to give up any more hostages. None were forthcoming today. And of course, Hamas began firing rockets into Israel, which is how this conflict started on the 7th of October, in addition to the kidnapping. And so, look, what was a temporary pause in hostilities is going to remain just that. And this conflict is resuming as we speak.
Thoughts on Israel knowing a year ago that Hamas was planning October 7, or having some idea that there was something in place, but not thinking that it was legitimate potentially?
Look, I've seen those reports. I know one of the journalists, Ronan Bergman. He's a very credible journalist and he's got good sources in Israel. So I think you could say the story is well sourced. It also, look, frankly, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, people in Israel and at the senior levels know this was an intelligence failure. And, you know, like many intelligence failures, it's sort of a combination of a failure of imagination, a degree of groupthink, and an inability to sort of extract, you know, nuggets of information from a haystack that counter your dominant narrative. And I think that's what's happened here. There was obviously, if this story is true, suggestions that Hamas was planning a large-scale operation, but it seems that a lot of the IDF senior leadership and the intelligence community leadership discounted those reports or thought they were unlikely. And Hamas seems to have done exactly what was in this so-called Jericho Wall operational document.
There will be a time and a place, clearly, for all of that to be looked into. Now is not that time nor that place. But there are those jumping on this and somehow demonising Israel again. And even given there were failures, it's almost like saying, oh, yeah, I thought that bloke was going to attack me. You know, I had a feeling he was going to attack me, but I was silly and I still went out with him and he attacked me. You know, people will take anything and everything and make it Israel's fault, it seems, in some quarters.
Well, you're right. I mean, it's blaming the victim. And if you took that position literally and you'd say, well, Israel should have seen that this was coming, well, then Israel would have had a right to strike Hamas preemptively then, of course, and disable this operation before it could get underway further. And just imagine how the activists would have reacted then if Israel had gone into Gaza without provocation to take out Hamas's military leadership. They would have said this was an unbridled act of aggression. So I don't see how Israel can win in this situation. They were the victim of a horrible terrorist attack. All they're doing now is exercising their right to self-defence, which any nation has and which we would expect to be extended to us in Australia if we came under such attack.
Yeah, Senator, there are things about the world in this day and age that make me so sad and make me worry about the future. But even I could never have envisaged the reaction to what has occurred and how so many young people and so many people can just be so wrong on this. It blows my mind, but it's the way of the world. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks so much for having me on, Erin.